Hi, this is Dr. Eric Kuelker, psychologist and creator of the Psychological Injury Index. After the Great Recession of 2008, researchers at Oxford estimated that there was an extra 10,000 suicides because of the economic downturn. I want to help you and others to stay alive during this time of financial crisis from coronavirus. So, I read the research paper from the British Journal of Psychiatry, and there were several factors that increased the likelihood of economic suicide. These were losing your job, having a high debt load, and having your home go into foreclosure. Also, the increase in suicide rates was 4 times greater among men than women, especially working class men. This last detail is a critical one. Guys are much higher risk for killing themselves than women. But why? Well, I know one huge reason. The day after I got married, I felt this huge switch go click deep inside of me. There was this strong sense that I had to take care of my wife. Now, if you ever meet my wife, you'll recognize that this idea is kind of crazy. For the first thing, she's a nurse, so she has bulletproof job security and an excellent salary. Second, she's a very strong, smart woman. That's one of the reasons I married her. She's so energetic and capable. I had physicians coming up to me and saying, "Your wife is an awesome nurse." She also has a strong will. When my wife takes something back to the store, it's going back in the store. The manager may not know it yet, but that's what will happen. Now, she's nice about it. Clearly, my wife did not need taking care of. Didn't matter. There's something hardwired into the Y chromosome of us guys that we are to provide for our families, which is a good thing. Guys will work at jobs they hate to fulfill their duty to their family and put food on the table for their kids. But there's a downside. Guys lose their jobs or have huge debt or lose their house, then they think that they have failed their primary duty to their family. If all three happen to you, then you think you have really failed. That's when your risk of suicide goes way up. You have a crushing sense of failure that you've let your family down. Your bank account is zero, your debts are crazy, and you might be losing your house. This is an awful situation, but you're not a failure. As long as you keep on putting one foot in front of another, you're not a failure. You will only be a failure if you give up completely and totally. But the fact that you're watching this video shows that part of you wants to learn to keep on going, how to push through this tough time. Now, if you have to collect unemployment insurance, you're not a failure either. You paid for that years ago through your taxes. Remember all the income tax and sales tax and gas tax? That was you paying in advance for your unemployment or welfare or government stimulus checks. You're not a failure if you're collecting money back that you gave to the government years ago. There's another reason you're not a failure. This is not your fault. You didn't create this virus in a lab, release it, and have it wreck the economy and then lose your job or business. These viruses spring up from all over the place. The 1918 flu pandemic had its first case on a U.S. military base in Kansas. Maybe it should be called the U.S. military flu instead of the Spanish flu. You were going to work, paying your taxes, feeding your family when this virus popped up, made someone sick, and started spreading. Now your restaurant is closed, your airline is grounded, your factory is locked. Rotten, stinky luck. But not your fault. Don't beat yourself up over something that is not your fault. So, what can you do? First and foremost, do not kill yourself. That will really cause horrible problems for your family. If you're so ashamed of going to the food bank that you'd rather kill yourself, take a couple of deep breaths and go to the food bank. What's it going to be like for your wife or your friend when they discover your body hanging in the garage? Let me tell you, I do psychotherapy with the people who've discovered their loved ones after they suicide. It causes terrible psychological damage to them. On the other hand, nobody has ever come in for therapy because their spouse went to the food bank a couple of years ago. Second, do not turn to drugs or alcohol. Booze is a depressant and it just makes everything worse. All it does is numb the pain for a few hours. Then you wake up, wasted money, Your head hurts, you feel shame. Getting slobbering drunk is not a sign of strength. Carrying your pain is a sign of strength. We build up our strength when we carry heavy burdens. The heavier the burden, the stronger we get. When you lift weights and you get a good burn, then there are little tears in the microfibers of your muscles. The muscles repair themselves, and that's why they get bigger. But if you refuse to carry the heavy burden, you do not get strong. If you get stoned instead of going to the gym, you will have spaghetti biceps. If you stay sober and you carry your heavy burdens, you will get stronger. Yes, I know it really hurts to be in so much financial trouble and unemployed. Carry your pain. You can do it. Stay sober. Don't hide in a bottle or a bomb. Third, be there for your friends. Call them up. Talk to them. People commit suicide when they have no hope at all and when they have no purpose in their life. You have your strength to carry a load. So be there for other people. If you think you have no purpose, then let me share the story of two of my clients. Both of them were severely suicidal. At times, both thought of killing themselves every single day. But both wanted to use this experience to help others. They both wrote books, and now they're on radio shows and podcasts, and they fill bookstores with people when they speak. They're not suicidal anymore, and they have a definite purpose in their lives. Fourth, improve your skills. You're a success if you keep on pushing on. Use this time to learn new skills. There's so much information out there, you can learn almost anything. Elon Musk started SpaceX and is the chief engineer. He taught himself how to design rockets by memorizing textbooks on rocket propulsion and astrodynamics. If he can teach himself rocket science from a book, heck, you can go online and learn new skills in your area. You can learn how to weld aluminum or do molecular gastronomy or 1,000 other skills. When the economy eventually picks up, you will have new abilities that increase your chance of getting a job. So remember, you're not a failure. Even if your finances are horrible and you're losing your place, but you're stronger than that. Carry your pain. Might be a heavy, hard thing, but it is better than soaking your brain with booze or drugs. You will be stronger and wiser. And if you're sober, you can be there for others. You can help your buddies. You can also learn a new skill. When the economy picks up, you'll be ahead of the line for new jobs. I'm Dr. Eric Kuelker, and if this video was helpful for you, share it with someone else who might benefit from it, and hit the like button below.